The S&P 500 has been a wealth-generating machine. In 2025 alone, it ripped upwards of 26%. Over the last decade, it has averaged nearly 13% per year. It has been, and will most likely be, the core ETF of any portfolio, whether you are approaching retirement or still have many years ahead of you. Most people think all S&P 500 funds are the same. Most investors treat this fund like a commodity. You think it's like buying milk. It doesn't matter which brand you pick, as long as it's milk, right? And that is the single most expensive mistake you can make in the stock market. You might be leaking money every single day without even knowing it. While the underlying index is the same, the 500 largest companies in America, the ticker you buy them in matters. Some tickers are rusty and leak money. Some are overpriced, and some tickers are designed to legally shield you from axes. If you picked the wrong ticker 10 years ago, you didn't just miss out on growth. You actively paid a stupidity tax to Wall Street. Today, we are entering the arena. We are comparing the crowd favorite Vanguard VOO against the heavyweight SPY, the VOO twin IVV, the budget king SPYM, which tracks the exact index as the heavyweight SPY, and even a secret international ticker that legally bypasses the IRS. I've crunched the expense ratios, the dividend drag, and the 10-year returns. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which ticker is the perfect match for your portfolio, and you'll understand why holding the wrong one could cost you over $50,000 in lost retirement wealth.
Let's get to it. To understand why some ETFs are not so good for most investors right now, we have to go back in time. The year is 1993. The internet is barely a thing, and State Street Global Advisors launches the very first exchange-traded fund in U.S. history, SPY, the SPDR S&P 500 Trust. This is the most famous ETF in the world. It's the one you hear about on the news. SPY was a revolution. For the first time, you could trade the S&P 500 instantly. And because it was the first, it became the biggest. Today, it manages over $500 billion. But being first has a downside. SPY was built on old technology. It is legally structured as a unit investment trust, or UIT. This matters. Because SPY is a UIT, it is legally forbidden from reinvesting dividends immediately. When Apple or Microsoft pays a dividend to the fund, SPY has to let that cash sit in a bank account for weeks until it distributes it to you. In a rising market, holding cash is bad. That cash isn't growing. This creates cash drag, causing SPY to slightly underperform the index itself. Also, because it's a UIT, SPY cannot lend out its shares to short sellers to earn extra income. Modern ETFs do this to offset fees. SPY cannot. And the final nail in the coffin? The price. SPY charges 0.09%. That sounds cheap, but as we are about to see, it is 3 times more expensive than its modern competitors. SPY is great for day traders because it has huge volume, but for buy and hold investors, it is a relic.
Next, we have the crowd favorites, the heavyweights. Let's fast forward. It's the year 2000. The dot-com bubble is bursting, but BlackRock is looking ahead. They launch IVV. Then, a decade later, in September 2010, Vanguard finally enters the chat with VOO. Now, unlike the older funds we just talked about, these two were built with new tech. They are structured as true open-end funds, not unit investment trusts. Why should you care about the legal structure? 2 reasons. First, it solves the cash drag problem. Older funds often have to hold your dividends in cash for weeks before paying them out, missing out on market gains during that time. IVV and VOO don't have that limitation. They can reinvest that cash immediately into the market, keeping your money working 24/7. Second, this structure allows them to run a side hustle. They can lend out shares to other investors, like short sellers, to generate extra revenue. They then pass that revenue back to the fund, which helps offset their management costs. This allows them to keep their fees rock bottom. Both IVV and VOO charge a tiny 0.03% expense ratio. That is practically free. In terms of performance, they are clones. They both track the S&P 500 perfectly. They have massive liquidity, meaning the difference between the buy and sell price, the spread, is usually just a penny. So, how do you choose between identical twins? Honestly, it used to be about commissions, but now that most brokers offer zero commission trading, it comes down to brand loyalty. Do you prefer the sleek interface of iShares and BlackRock? Go with IVV. You can get it with Fidelity to partnership. Are you a die-hard boglehead who loves Vanguard's investor-owned philosophy? Then obviously you buy VOO. For 99% of investors, the search stops right here. These are the gold standard: low fee, modern structure, and massive safety. You literally cannot go wrong. But can we get even cheaper? Is there a hidden gem that undercuts even these giants? In the last few years, a price war has started.
Now we arrive at the disruptor. To understand this one, you have to understand the dilemma of State Street. They are the creators of the original SPY, the most popular ETF in history. But they had a massive problem. SPY charges 0.09%. That sounds cheap, but in the ETF world, that is expensive. They realized they were bleeding retail customers to Vanguard's VOO at 0.03%. But State Street couldn't just lower the price of SPY. If they slashed the fee on their flagship fund, they would instantly lose hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue overnight. So they pulled a masterstroke. They decided to cannibalize themselves before Vanguard could do it for them. In 2020, they took one of their smaller funds, originally called SPLG, changed its index to the S&P 500, and slashed the fee to a microscopic 0.02%. Then, in late 2025, they officially rebranded it to SPYM to complete the transformation. That makes SPYM mathematically the cheapest S&P 500 ETF on the major market. It undercuts VOO. It undercuts IVV. It is the ultimate Vanguard killer. Now, let's be real about the math. Is 0.02% versus 0.03% a life-changing difference? No. On a $10,000 portfolio, the difference is literally the price of a coffee. On a $100,000 portfolio, VOO costs you $30 a year. SPYM costs you $20 a year. You are saving enough to buy maybe 2 sandwiches. So why does SPYM matter? It comes down to accessibility and psychology. Look at the share price. Right now, to buy one single share of VOO, you need over $690. To buy one share of the original SPY, you need nearly $700. But SPYM, it trades around $80. If you are a smaller investor or you're just starting out, this is huge. Now, a lot of modern brokers offer fractional shares, so you can buy $50 worth of VOO if you want. And remember, a 15% gain is a 15% gain, whether you own 100 shares or 0.1 shares. But there is a massive psychological win to owning whole shares. It feels better to see 10 shares of SPYM in your account than 0.12 shares of VOO. It makes the compounding feel faster, more tangible, and more real. So here is the verdict. If you are a big-time trader who needs billions in liquidity, you stick with the old dinosaur, SPY. If you are a Vanguard loyalist, you stay with VOO. But if you are starting today and you want the absolute, mathematically optimized, lowest fee fund that lets you buy whole shares with a double-digit paycheck, SPYM is the new king.
Now, we need to talk about the Schwab problem. I get this question constantly after my video on the best Schwab ETFs. I use Schwab, but I can't find their S&P 500 ETF. What gives? The answer is simple. It doesn't exist. Schwab decided not to play the S&P 500 ETF game. Why? Because to use the S&P 500 name, they have to pay massive licensing fees to Standard & Poor's. Instead of paying those fees, Schwab funnels you into 2 other products. First, they push SCHX. Now, be careful, SCHX is not the S&P 500. It is the Schwab US Large Cap ETF. It tracks a different index that owns roughly 750 companies instead of 500. Think of it as a wannabe S&P 500. It includes everything in the 500 plus another 250 companies that are waiting in the wings. This is actually a cool opportunity. You get to own the next big things before they are officially famous enough to join the S&P 500. In a bull market where mid-sized companies are rallying, SCHX can actually beat the S&P 500. But in a recession, those smaller companies can act as a drag and pull you down faster. It's a slightly different flavor of risk. Second, they offer SWPPX. This is the S&P 500, but it's a mutual fund, not an ETF. This is old school tech. With an ETF, you can buy and sell at 11 a.m. and know your exact price. With SWPPX, you place your order, but you don't actually get a price until the market closes at 4 p.m. Also, mutual funds like SWPPX can be less tax efficient in a regular brokerage account because of how they handle capital gains. So if you are at Schwab, here is my cheat code advice. If you want the S&P 500, ignore the Schwab branded funds for this one. Just because you have a Schwab account doesn't mean you have to buy Schwab funds. You can buy VOO or SPYM right inside your Schwab app for zero commission. Everything we just discussed, VOO, IVV, SPY, is gold for Americans. But if you are watching from Singapore, Monaco, the UAE, or much of Asia and Europe, these tickers are dangerous. The US government has a trap for international investors. If you buy a US domiciled ETF like VOO, the IRS hits you with a withholding tax on every dividend check. For countries without a tax treaty like Singapore, that tax is a flat 30%. Think about that. For every $100 the S&P 500 pays in dividends, the IRS keeps $30. You only get $70. You are bleeding wealth every single quarter. But it gets worse. If you hold more than $60,000 in US assets like VOO and you pass away, the US can slap your heirs with an estate tax of up to 40%. This is where the real wealth hack comes in. You need to stop buying US tickers and start looking at Ireland. The ticker you want is VUAA, the Vanguard S&P 500 UCITS. To be clear, VUAA tracks the exact same S&P 500 index as VOO. You aren't missing out on the performance of Apple, Microsoft, or Nvidia. You are getting the same 500 companies, just through a much smarter tax store. Why Ireland? Because Ireland has a special treaty with the US that cuts that internal dividend tax from 30% down to 15%. Even better, because the fund is based in Ireland, you are exempt from that 40% US estate tax. VUAA is what's called an accumulating fund. It doesn't send you a dividend check. Instead, it takes the dividends, pays the lower 15% tax, and immediately reinvests the rest back into the fund's price. Your shares just grow and grow. Because the money never hits your bank account, you don't just save on taxes, you save on the massive headache of reporting foreign income to your local tax office. Now, critics will point out that VUAA has a higher expense ratio of 0.07% compared to VOO's 0.03%. But let's do the math. You are paying an extra 0.04% in fees to save 15 to 30% in taxes. That isn't just a win, that is a mathematical landslide. VUAA is now a massive fund with billions in assets, so liquidity is high and the spreads are tight. If you aren't a US citizen, this isn't just an option, it's the gold standard for your portfolio. We have covered the history, the mechanics, and the tax law. Now it's time to decide which one actually goes in your portfolio. SPY. It's the old guard. It's expensive, it has cash drag, and it's basically just for day traders and options pros. If you're a long-term investor, sell it and move on. VOO and IVV. If you are in the US, these are the gold standard. They are the perfect set-and-forget wealth builders. SPYM. If you want the absolute mathematically lowest fee on the market today at 0.02%, this is your winner. The International King, VUAA. If you are investing from overseas, this is your shield. It's the only way to beat the 30% IRS tax trap and keep your wealth where it belongs. Now you know, the S&P 500 is the engine, but the ticker is the fuel. Don't put diesel in a Ferrari. Check your portfolio, fix the leak, and let compounding do the rest. But choosing the right ticker is only half the battle. You still need a place to buy it. In my next video, I'm breaking down Vanguard versus Fidelity versus Schwab to show you which one is actually earning your business this year. There are massive differences in how these three giants handle your money. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the brokerage showdown. Comment below, Team VOO or Team VUAA. I'll see you in the comments.